Alright everyone, so I'll do a little product review video on this Vevor spot welder that I bought the other day. It worked out the box. It came with a 13 amp fuse, which isn't really good enough. It's a 25 amp device, so it worked on the lower settings, but as soon as I turned it up to like 1.2 or 1.5, it just popped. And the machine's got a 2+2 rating, meaning 4mm capacity basically. So I did put a 32 amp fuse on it, plug on it, sorry. And used my compressor supply, and then it worked on full power and everything was good. But the wire isn't really long enough and I needed an extension. I couldn't get one locally, so I thought rather than spend the money on an extension, I'll just rewire the device, because that's what you do with brand new things, obviously. I mean, it was £300 and the equivalent of any other branded manufacturer, this being a Vevor brand, would have been about £1,000, so it's less than a third of the price that I would have paid, and it works, so I'm quite happy with it. But the cable was only 1.5mm, which is alright I guess for a short length, for, you know, intermittent. They don't use continuous current, these things. They're only on for a couple of seconds at a time and then it's a big gap, so it's never 100% duty. But I went to a local electrical supplier, hoping to get 4mm cable, and they didn't have any 4mm squared cable, so I came back with 6mm squared cable, which is way too big really. I should have gone for 2.5, which is probably fine. Again, it's not a continuous rating, but I've gone with that, and I've opened the machine up, and I'm going to have to change the gland as well that came with it, because I'm not going to get that through that gland. It's way bigger, so I'll have to open out the back of the casing. So I guess my warranty is going out the window, but it's a pretty basic thing. If it breaks, I can fix it. So I'm going to show you inside it now. I've had a couple of Vevor tools before, and you kind of get what you pay for, which is not a lot, but a lot for your money. So I can't complain. I've opened this up, and the connections are pretty solid. I'll just put some ring terminals on the new Flex and just cut that out with something, and I'll be good to go really. Swap the plug over. The copper inside, like, check that out. I mean, no wonder it weighs a lot. Big massive bus bars going through the transformer there. Although I did notice that should maybe be tight. I'm going to have to check the other side as well. Again, it works. I don't know how long for, but I'll tighten that up and swap this Flex over, and we'll try it where it's actually mobile, not just a metre from the wall. So it turns out the temperature sensor is a bit loose as well. That should really be tight, because that's not going to work like that. We'll see how it goes though. So the way the cable is, they've got an extra earth coming up. Well, the main earth goes to the heatsink that's on the side of the thing, which I don't know what that is. Looks like a 4-bridge rectifier, but that doesn't make sense because it feeds the transformer. And they've soldered these ends on rather than crimping them, which isn't terrible, I suppose. I'll probably follow their lead and solder them, but I'll crimp them as well. Well, that's the wiring done, with some fairly innovative wire routing. They're much bigger than what it was meant to have in there, but it fits alright. Getting the gland on is going to be probably a bit tricky. I've opened it up with a little Dremel tool. I've just got to reassemble it now. Right, let's test it. Right, moment of truth. I've got some goggles on. They're the welds that I did previously. It's on max power here, and seems to work. Yeah, that's pretty well welded. And yeah, it's pulled a hole through it. So yeah, I'd say that works. I think I'm going to put a flatter end on the tips, just to get a slightly wider weld, because they're not really big enough. They're a bit smaller than factory welds. I may be asking too much of it though. It is only a small little welder. But that's That's the welder with a proper cable on it now. That is something to do with, I read the instructions, they were in Chinglish, but the other setting, the pulse setting, is for something about if the metal's a bit dirty, say you're welding an old sail or something, I'd imagine. That's obviously self-explanatory, that's just the size of the metal, and that's some kind of power setting after that. I've just got them both on max for now. Seems to make the nicest welds that way. There's just a little micro switch in there once you're all the way down. The spring tension's adjustable, and it came with extended arms as well for longer reach, and a lot of Allen keys for changing said arms, I'd imagine. But that's, I don't think I'll be messing about with that anytime soon. So yeah, I think that's the one, like. Nice big 5 metre cable on it now. I suppose I've probably gone a bit overkill doing all this. In my youth, I probably would have just put a bolt in where the fuse was and went at it. And it probably would have been fine as well, because it's only pulling current for a second at a time. But I'd have probably had to do the same with the extension lead as well, and you know, I am trying to run a business here. There are certain standards that I need to live up to, so I figured I'd do it right and put a proper cable on it. And it's nice and flexible, that cable, so it's not hindering it at all, and there's no plug trailing around on the floor as I'm dragging it around now. So that should work quite nice. So I guess that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. See ya.